This morning, our Buddha Day special guest speaker is Reverend Kazunori Takahashi. He's the Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii's executive assistant to Bishop Eric Matsumoto. Reverend Takahashi was born in Nagato City in Yamaguchi Prefecture, Japan. Graduated from Ryokoku University in Kyoto with a BA and MA in Buddhist Studies. Since his arrival in Hawaii in 2007, he has served at Honpa Hongwanji Hilo Betsuin, Kapaa Hongwanji Mission, and Lihue Hongwanji Missions. Reverend Takahashi enjoys traveling, photography, and reading. It's like me, I enjoy reading. Reverend Takahashi.
I would like to open by quoting the statement of Shinran Shonin. So please join me in putting your hands together in Gassho. Shakyamuni and Amida are our father and our mother, full of love and compassion for us, guiding us through various skillful means. They bring us to awaken the supreme entrusting heart. End quote. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is really nice of you to attend this Buddha Day service, or Hanamatsuri service. And first of all, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to Sumikawa Sensei and members of Windward Buddhist Temple for inviting me as your guest speaker. Actually, it is first time for me to speak at this temple. I came here several times for the meeting and the bon dance, and whenever I come to this temple, I am impressed because the building is new and temple is very clean. And today, I thought air conditioner is also good. This is a really good temple, facility, and a really good place to share Dharma. So I am very pleased to be able to share the Nembutsu teaching with you here today. And this morning, I would like to deliver my message focusing on the significance of the Buddha Day service. The last Sunday, the Hawaii Buddhist Council observed the joint Hanamatsuri, joint Buddha Day service at the Hawaii Betsuin. I think some of you attended the service. Then that service was sponsored by Hawaii Buddhist Council. So first, on behalf of Hawaii Buddhist Council and Bishop Eric Matsumoto, I would like to thank you for attending the service and helping this event. And it's really good that you have your temple, Hanamatsuri, Buddha Day service too today. As you know, the Hanamatsuri is observed to commemorate the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha, and the founder of Buddhism. He was a historical person. He was born at the Lumbini Garden in South Nepal on April 8th of about 2,500 years ago. Don't you think it's great? We still celebrate his birthday. I don't think Shakyamuni Buddha thought that many people celebrate his birthday 2,500 years after that. It's good that today many people gather here to celebrate his birthday. And there are some episodes about his birth. When we attend the Buddha Day service, we always pour sweet tea for a statue of baby Buddha placed in the Hanamido. So today it's nice and everybody pour the sweet tea. This tradition reproduces the situation of his birth. The Hanamido is the Lumbini Garden where he was born. The sweet tea is the sweet rain that heaven dragons caused to celebrate his birth. Thus, such traditions have some meanings. there is another important episode. So now the Hanamido is here. Okay? Can I stand here? Do you remember, what the pose of the statue of the baby Buddha Hanamido is? Sorry, I shouldn't hide Buddha, during the service, but do you remember? Yes, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, now you can see, the Buddha's pose is like this. The infant Buddha points his right hand toward the heavens and his left hand toward the earth. Then there is a legend. After he was born, he stepped 7 paces and he paused and said, "In heaven above and on earth below, I am the most honored one." He stepped 7 paces. It means the Buddha Dharma exceeds the 6 levels. In Buddhism, it is said that we are in the cycle of birth and death. It is called transmigration. This would lead to the person to be reborn in one of the 6 realms, which are heavenly world, human beings, angry world, hungry ghost, and animal and hell, according to the accumulated karma. There is a legend that Shakyamuni Buddha stepped 7 paces just after he was born. This means the Buddha Dharma will lead us to the peaceful condition, because we are in the cycle of 6 realms, but Shakyamuni Buddha walked 7 paces. Please don't ask why the baby can speak, why baby can walk. This is the legend. So please don't ask me. That question is really difficult to answer. That question, but we can learn something important from this legend. Then after he stepped 7 paces, he said, "In heaven above and on earth below, I am the most honored one." It didn't mean that only he was an important person. He declared, "As human beings, I received the precious life that is impossible to be compared to any other lives of all over the world." Thus, he first declared the preciousness of human lives. I think it's not too difficult for us to understand the preciousness of human lives. If someone says that human lives are precious and important, we would agree. However, it may be hard for us to be aware of it from the bottom of our heart. And sometimes, we see other people with our own measures. For example, we may think as follows. He is nice because he is always kind. He is nice because he is smart. He is a great person because he made a big success. Actually, praising others is a good thing, but there are maybe opposite cases. I don't like him, or or it's hard to associate with them. I guess we tend to have such viewpoints when we see other people. However, Shakyamuni Buddha had a different viewpoint. According to him, the reason of the preciousness of human lives is not based on some talents or personalities. He said that all lives are precious and important regardless of any kind of condition. So his viewpoint is far beyond our comparative viewpoint. Then he taught us that each of lives is so precious and should be respected. Therefore, when he was born, he said, "In heaven above and on earth below, I am the most honored one." That means his life, cannot be compared with other lives. You are thinking each of our lives, and the preciousness of each of our lives cannot be compared with other lives. Now, how do you feel if someone tells you that you are so precious no matter what? By the way, in Hongwanji temples, usually we don't have statue or picture of Shakyamuni Buddha. Today we are observing the Hanamatsuri service, so we set the Hanamido. But normally, we don't have statue or picture of Shakyamuni Buddha. Actually, Shakyamuni Buddha is very important because he is the founder of Buddhism. But we always put our hands together in front of Amida Buddha. The Amida Buddha is that statue. Shakyamuni Buddha was only the historical Buddha who appeared in this world in human form. However, when he gave his guidance to people, he taught them that he was not the only Buddha and that there are many more Buddhas in the universe. Then Shakyamuni Buddha introduced Amida Buddha, who certainly saves all of us. It is like a physician makes a referral to a specialist who can, cure illness. But therefore, we always put our hands together in front of Amida Buddha. Then thinking about Shakyamuni Buddha, Amida Buddha, and the preciousness of our lives, I always remember some story that really impressed me, and I'd like to share it with you. This story was introduced by a specialist in education, and this is a true story about a mother and her son. They had some problems. According to the story, her son was in the 8th grade. However, he refused to go to school for some reasons. In addition, a mother and her husband were suffering from violent behaviors from their son. Therefore, they said to him, "You should go to school. Don't behave violently." However, the problem was not solved. The son never listened to the parents. Then the mother continued suffering because of this problem. However, she really wanted to solve this problem, so she started to learn different ways to treat her son through reading books and having counseling with some specialists. Then one day, the mother changed her attitude and it worked really well. She said the following 3 things to her son from the bottom of her heart. She said to her son, "I really love you. You are my treasure. I am always on your side." I will say it again. She said to her son, "I really love you. You are my treasure. I am always on your side." When she said those words to her son, the son collapsed on the floor and started crying. So mother's words reached his heart. Then after that, surprisingly, he stopped behaving violently. Then the mother kept saying to him, "I really love you. Don't behave I really love you. You are my treasure. I am always on your side." She didn't say, "You should go to the school. Don't behave violently anymore." And can you guess what happened after that? Several weeks after that, he said to his mother, "Can I restart going to the school?" He restarted attending the school. After that, he didn't cause the same problems. This is the story that I heard. And this story made me remember the teaching of Jodo Shinshu. Did you understand why the son changed his behaviors after his mother said the three things to him? According to the person who introduced this story, the mother didn't accept her son's situation at first. Actually, she really thought about her son and said to him, "You should go to school, don't behave violently." However, behind her words, she thought, "My son is not good because he doesn't go to the school." But therefore, the more she tried to encourage her son, the more he had mental burdens. However, she started saying, "You should go to the school, don't behave violently." Instead, she kept saying the three things to him. As a result, he felt that his mother accepted him wholeheartedly. In other words, her love changed her son's behaviors. I wanted to share this story with you because after I read it, I couldn't help but remember Amida Buddha's compassion, as well as the first guidance of Shakyamuni Buddha. Shinran Shonin teaches us that Amida Buddha accepts and saves all of us unconditionally. Therefore, we always learn that Amida Buddha is calling to us, "I will save you just as you are." It is like he is saying to us, "I really love you. You are my treasure. I am always on your side." Shinran Shonin mentioned that Amida Buddha regards each of us as his only child. So when we make this guidance our spiritual foundation, or when we entrust our heart to Amida Buddha, we would live our everyday lives with firm strength, because we can remember that we are always accepted, embraced by Amida Buddha's compassion. This teaching does not mean that we can do evil bad things. Shinran Shonin teaches us that through listening to the teaching of Nembutsu, our nature will be changed gradually. So through this teaching, we can reflect on our everyday lives and have deep peace of mind. In our life, I think we experience different things in our everyday lives, and we have different emotions. If everything goes well, it would be nice for us. But sometimes, I hope it doesn't happen, but sometimes we encounter difficult situations or hardships in our life, and there are up and down. But through listening to the teaching of Jodo Shinshu, when we have a difficult time, we can say Namo Amida Butsu and remember that Amida Buddha is embracing us. And when we have a good thing or pleasant things, happy things, we can also say Namo Amida Butsu, and we can remember Amida Buddha's great compassion. So, through learning the teaching of Jodo Shinshu, our life is warmly embraced by Amida Buddha's compassion. The beginning of my message, I read Shinran Shonin's words. I will read it again. Shakyamuni and Amida are our father and our mother, full of love and compassion for us, guiding us through various skillful means. They bring us to awaken the supreme interesting heart. End quote. This morning, I shared with you the tradition of the Buddha Day service and the story about mother and her son. Through the episode of the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha and through remembering Amida Buddha's compassionate working, we can remember the preciousness of our lives. In Jodo Shin Buddhism, it is important to continue listening to how warm and how kind Amida Buddha's heart is. We are living these unrepeatable moments, and today is also unrepeatable. So we are living in the precious life. So we should listen to Buddha's guidance, and we should live our precious lives with saying Namo Amida Butsu. Shinran Shonin also said Shakyamuni Buddha appeared in this world solely to teach the ocean-like primal vow of Amida. Then he encouraged us to entrust ourselves to Buddha's guidance and Amida Buddha's compassionate working. Through listening to the Jodo Shinshu teaching, we can firmly walk the path of our lives and share the warmth with others. So thank you very much again for inviting me to this service as your guest speaker. I am so happy that I was able to share the Nenbutsu teaching with you. So let us continue living our everyday lives with the Nenbutsu together. So thank you very much. So please put your hands together in gassho and let's recite the Nenbutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you very much, Dr. Takahashi.